All right, so welcome back to This Life. Another thrilling scene in Duluth, Minnesota, on the set of the Hearthfire, where Charlotte is on a fucking mission. And by on a mission, she means finally responding to the heads up she got about, well, from Haley, I suppose. But yeah, that means she has to find the little sucker, and, well, the public housing is a good place to start. It's a nice mixer area. How reliably she'll be around there is anyone's guess, really, but that is where we going.
Yeah, you'll find her. You actually probably see her actually sitting out the porch, Trolley is parked up against the side of it. You'll see this baseball bat kind of between her knees. She is, eating, sitting on one of the outside areas. She nibbles like a rat at it, like, taking small chunks because she knows she has to save it for later.
Gratuitous, because Charlotte has not forgotten her deal, and regardless of the veritable traumatizing episode that became the last time she brought Taco Bell on set, she still has one of those boxes that she owes with her dangling from her fingers as she heads up. Then we'll offer a nod over to Haley. She imagines the nod and the taco box will serve as an icebreaker for her, really.
Haley just nods. She nibbles. Hello, Raya.
Hey, Haley. She'll come over and find a seat nearby, plunk the box between them. Progress?
You could say progress. It's nibbles. Difficult. Dead spirits are usually hard to negotiate with.
There's this is a bit of a nose scrunch. Appreciatively, really, just kind of like, oh.
I've been talking to one of the Fianna who has more affiliation with that, my experiments, and we're working on something. That's the best I can tell you, is that we're trying to figure out some way. Now, the problem is that it's suitable chiminage, suitable things, and we need a piece of their skin.
Piece of their skin.
Even just like a hair or something. Something that was once dead and now no longer. If you get
Again,
me.
there's kind of the scrunch, just as a personal response. Though she nods. Makes sense. Does. What's the word on the chiminage? If there is any.
They're kind of frowns. That's what we're negotiating at the minute.
I
The
imagine
dead.
it's a interesting process.
She kind of tweaks her head. The dead spirits are very concerned that I myself have no suffered great loss, so how could I possibly chase what they're representing? You know?
That's so.
Nods.
Well, like I said, if I can serve for chiminage, I will. I'm the one who asked you to do this.
She'll look over. You knew one of them? Well, of course, one took your skin, but you knew the other one.
I did.
Nods sagely. That will probably be better.
Yeah.
They want a tale of the one that was fallen, so her memory will be honored because it was stolen from her when they took her skin.
There's kind of a squint. What was taken from her?
Her death. Not in the spiritual sense, Damon checked, but the
She
very
nods
memory.
and keys down a little bit, by the way, because she was kind of tightening up on that, like, white.
The memory of her is now tainted because while her spirit is passed on, such a violation of her body means that she kind of holds her hands up.
There's the
It's like
nod.
she's trapped. It's like she's trapped in a limbo. She's not anywhere bad, but she's not anywhere good. If you get me?
Yeah, I get you. So a story. And it means that once this is done, she'll be able to move on.
Story and reburial.
Another nod. It's a price I'll happily pay. All
With
I have to.
the skin.
She nods.
Every bit they took, you must take back and bury it.
All right.
That's a lot easier said than done. Should nod.
It is, but if they can do this and it means we can handle the problem, it just means bringing back cleansing and burying the body.
Nods. I'll bring that back to them. I just need to do more Funego. I need to go see Damon again, and we will have to talk to them.
See what I can do about getting a proper story then.
To nod. I will ask questions of the trash heap. He will know where best to look for certain things.
All right. And she, I mean, nudges the box over, like concedes, you can have this thing. Here is your bribe.
She puts the box in between her legs.
Thank you.
Shrugs.
Well, that is one more call for me to make then. Is there anything else that the two of you need? Or want?
No, I suppose I'm the liaison between the two of you anyway, so I'm happy with my tacos.
Okay. Duty or no, I still appreciate it.
She shrugs. She's gonna roll, knee.
And with that, Charlotte will probably hop up. Let her have
Yeah.
her tacos. Because
Yeah.
if she's anything like any sort of prey animal, like she emulates all the time, she's probably not going to bust them open and start eating
Nope.
while there's an agent sitting right next to her.
Nope.
So yeah, she quickly will pop up and wander away just to give Haley some breathing room.
Mm-hmm. And where you going, Charlotte?
Honestly, at this point, probably tugging out her phone and calling Undergrowth.
Yellow.
Oh, hi. So, I have some progress made that might help with the girls. I have the Thayerges working on a Talon, or I don't really know what exactly it'll end up being, but it will recognize flesh that should be dead and is no longer. Now,
My.
I know, right? Now, in payment, part of what I need to give is a story about her. And I could ask Anton, but I thought I would go through you first. Just because I don't want to bring up anything that would leave him
You
off
want a secret
kilter.
about you want a secret about Jenny, do you?
I don't want a secret. I just want a story.
Stories are secrets, Charlotte. That's the first thing you need to learn.
Then I suppose I want a secret.
What are you going to give me for it?
What do you want? Let the results
What are you
speak for
offering?
themselves.
Oh, they do, but what are you offering? Secrets are valuable things to trade.
I already
I'm
gave
not
you the biggest one I had.
I'm not Anton, you see. Jenny, of course. She's a good girl. Shame she went out like that. But you're dealing with a theurge, not some ragabash. I can pull up all sorts of secrets. I can pull up anything you want on Jenny.
Not looking for dirty secrets, Undergrowth. I'm looking for a
I'm not
suited
talking about
memory.
dirty secrets. Why do you always assume everything's dirty?
Why would you keep it secret if it wasn't dirty?
Because you don't want to tell anybody. Oh, I mean, of course you assume Jenny's things were dirty, so
I
I
do
mean, that's
not.
your
Don't put
prerogative.
words in my mouth.
No, that's just the vibe you're getting. Again, you and Kara are so similar, always assuming the dirt is always so fishy.
Not assuming fishiness, Undergrowth. I
Mm-hmm.
just need a story.
What do you give me for it?
There's a pause, like, and I'm sure he can hear her, like, her shoes. Again, she's not doing the sneakers thing anymore. She's actually got some decent shoes on. So he's heard the click click, and they finally pause. She pulls in a thoughtful breath. Goes, I can't offer what you already have on command, can I, huh?
Nope.
There's a thoughtful head tilt. Still phone tucked against her ear. And what do I have that you can't already get out of me if you really want to?
I don't know. You can actually hear him put his feet up on the table. I don't know.
She starts heading out, probably just ambling towards her car because there's a lot of things that she is just not gonna fucking talk about on Sept. Who knows what's watching and listening at any given time, really.
Mm-hmm.
So she finally heads over and she goes, I'll give it a think. Be over there soon, if that's all right.
Oh, you're coming over?
Well, do you think I should go spouting off whatever I'm giving in return right out here in the open air?
I don't know, Charlotte. Depends on what you're giving me.
It's a very good question.
But then again, I suppose you want to find out about Jenny too. Huh. It's an interesting predicament you're in.
I know enough to know that Jenny did a lot of good. But I imagine the spirits want more than that.
Okay. Well, I was going to tell you, but seeing as you're being so insistent with me,
What?
go to downtown apartment 247. Knock on the door.
Okay.
Say you're a friend of Jenny's.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's the dirt enough you need. Click. It said in such a sassy tone. So sassy.
She just kind of like pulls back and kind of glances at the phone, like, why are you like this? Essentially at her phone. And goes ahead and returns it to her pocket, continues to her car, and yeah, we'll just GPS the place and head that way.
Start driving. Again, it's not a bad area of town. It's not the richest, it's not the poorest. It's like middle class. You can definitely tell it's middle class.
Okay, so she won't stick out too bad.
No. No, you won't. No. It's definitely middle class.
Oh boy. And this is undergrowth. She could be walking into like literally any part of anyone who had anything to do with her life. So, yep, she will just drive on over and probably activate persuasion on her way.
Roll for it.
That just seems smart. I have to look it up. I can never remember anything. Christmas subterfuge, diff 7. All right. 6 dice. Definitely active.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with that, we'll get her shit in order, lock her car, and probably, hop out, head into the building, and try to find this apartment.
So you come up to a small apartment complex. It's you kind of it's one of those places you almost get buzzed in. You see actually the thing, the fucking dial things that you can click. So
Oh,
you
so it's
click it
just.
and buzz in the door.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, usually they like buzz a particular apartment number and that person has to let you in.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say
Oh,
before you cut me
sorry.
off.
Sorry.
Jesus, Katie. And eventually you'll hear a voice that just goes, "Hello."
Hi. Sorry to come around with no warning or anything, but I'm a friend of
What do you want?
Jenny's.
The door like swings open, like.
Oop.
You can actually hear someone almost like fucking thump the fucking thing almost in like
Slam
in
it.
yeah.
And yeah, as soon as it buzzes, she'll tug the door open and head into the complex. Go looking for that room number.
And yeah, you takes a bit if you take the lift. It's an elevator music. If you take the stairs, it's a bit of a climb. But eventually, yeah, you appear at the door.
Yep. She'll be so relieved when the elevator finally whisks open and she'll start clicking down the hallway, glancing at the door numbers.
Yeah,
Eventually
eventually
give a light
find your
rap.
way. And yeah, this woman opens the door.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm Charlotte.
Do you wish to come in? Yep, she kind of steps to the side again. Strong, shouted Lord Purebreed.
Oh boy. Yeah, she slips right on in.
Closes the door, and it's a nice little modest home. You know what I mean? It looks like again, it perhaps you've to your eye because you've seen safe houses like this. This was once bare bones, but it's very much now lived in. It's got a very homey vibe to it. You can see books on the table. They're someone's studying for college. Essentially, you can see you can even tell just by the like the A4 pads. They're covered with notes and
Jesus.
all that sort of stuff. You know.
But yeah, she slides in, glances around. Does it seem like this is probably the only person who lives here?
You do, yeah, definitely. Maybe at a glance, maybe someone else, maybe another roommate lives here, but 1 to 2 at the max.
Yeah. There's just kind of a fleeting glance around and then finally she offers a hand.
Takes it awkwardly.
I'm
Like, hey,
Charlotte.
hi. Oh, hi. I'm Natalia.
And Natalia.
Do you want some coffee?
Uh, sure.
Are you giving a perception alertness at all? Like
Yeah. Actually, is it perception alertness or perception empathy?
alertness, I'll give you first before you start rolling your empathy.
Okay.
You gotta notice a few things.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of attentive pops.
Yeah. Okay, so 5. First thing you gotta notice, yeah, definitely she's studying for some sort of law degree, actually. Judging by the vastness of the books, the tomes. Laptop is on. She has the same mark on her hand as Jenny does.
What, the tattoo?
No,
Oh, what mark on her hand?
no. Jenny's right hand was burned. This girl's left hand has a burn mark on it. The kind of skin.
Okay.
You just catch it as she you shake hands and your kind of hand catches up under the collar of her the shirt she's wearing. You can just subtly see it as she's turning to make you taking the coffee pot, proceeding to pour it. You can tell this girl probably drinks a fuck ton of coffee.
Yeah, probably. Especially if she's studying and doing law school. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Charlotte will follow a couple steps in and do kind of that cursory thing where you look for that chair that no one ever sits in and you sit in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just glancing around, she will not make observances on more subtle things, but there is the glance to the table covered in books and notepads and stuff, and eventually you can kind of hear that little sympathetic grimace of like, oh, law school?
Yep, second semester.
God, stuff's intense.
She nods. No, yeah, don't tell me about it.
Jesus. Pretty admirable, though.
Yeah, well, I got the motivation I need. Just, you hear her pouring. Milk and cream.
Sure.
Not sugar.
Uh, no, I'm good. Just cream's good.
She gives a thumbs up. She doesn't take any cream. She just has it straight without sugar or anything. She sits down at the. I'm assuming you're at the. You're at the coffee table. So she'll sit down there and put the mug down near you and put the mug down near her. She'll actually reach into her side, reach into like the bottom of the jeans she's wearing and takes out a packet of cigarettes and lights one of them.
And yeah, she will. It's almost autopilot at that point. Too much guru politics over hospitality. She will almost immediately snag up the cup and at least take like that cursory sip you do initially. Just this has been
Good coffee.
accepted.
It's good coffee.
Oh, hot shit. Yeah, there's the cursory sip that she's taking, mostly out of like rote politeness and a pause and a glance. And like, this is good fucking coffee.
Smiles. It's a Colombian brand. It keeps me awake.
Yeah, I bet. So,
Jenny said one of you will be stopping by.
she did?
Like, she said it soon. I haven't heard from her in a couple of months, but she said to wait and one of you would stop by. She said if it wasn't her boyfriend, it would be one of you.
There's a moment where she's assessing. Are we saying that the tattoo is visible at the moment, or
No, there's no tattoo. There's a burn mark.
no? I mean on Charlotte because she just
You have it on your legs. You have
Yep.
it where you have it on your legs, yeah. Unless you're wearing like fucking short shorts, no.
Yeah. Okay, it's just she said one of you, and so Charlotte's calculating. How much all did she tell you?
Enough.
Okay. Are you siblings or?
She's not. Younger sister. Not the older one. The older one's gone.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. She doesn't deserve that. She takes a sip.
There's again that kind of sympathetic nose wrinkle of like, oh. Can I peony her just to see how on edge she is, pretty much?
Sure.
How comfortable she is, how uncomfortable she is. It's 3.
I wouldn't say she's uncomfortable. I'd say she's apprehensive. You can get the impression with 3 successes. She was expecting Jenny to be with you.
Oh, Undergrowth, you're such a dick, essentially, is the thought line at the moment. And yeah, there's at least a brief awkward silence as Charlotte tries to reorient and move forward with the situation she's been dealt. What all did she tell you to expect?
Help.
You've got it.
Do I?
Absolutely.
She actually sniffs the air. You don't smell like the last man I met.
No. I don't smell like much of anything, really.
It makes
Bit of
me
a grin.
nervous. They didn't smell like anything.
If you want, call one of them, take my picture, show them.
I don't have any other numbers. I just have Jenny's. All the ones she gave me.
Well, what could I tell you that would reassure you? That only one of them would be able to tell you.
Where's your tattoo?
It was a nod. Charlotte is thrilled that she did not decide to put on skinny jeans today. No, she's actually got like, work slacks on. So she starts hiking up the pant leg. Just leans over, sets the coffee down, and starts hiking up the pant leg until
Give me a perception alertness.
I will. Yes, 5 successes.
When she sees the tattoo, you do hear under the table. You'll hear a noticeable clicking noise as it seems her hand seems to come. She just seems to visibly relax. A noticeable clicking noise. You've heard a gun be decocked before.
How big a gun are we talking?
Shotgun.
The eyebrows kind of pop up for a second. She hears the click. She sits up and just kind of nods. Smart.
She nods.
As if this wasn't testament enough, kind of waves to the books. But yeah, she finally tugs the pant leg back down and sits back again, taking up the coffee.
They said to always make sure, if it is one of us, that you have that mark.
But
If
they
not,
did.
pull the trigger.
Appreciate that you're smart enough to actually follow through on it. Not everyone has the nerve.
I've survived worse. She looks about 21, 22. Jenny was about 23, 24. So
Yeah.
about 2 years apart.
I believe it. But
Where's
yes.
what's his name? Anton? Is he dead or?
No. He's just been, I imagine, a bit more out of touch than usual. It's been very busy.
Him and Jenny said they'd stop by soon, but she kind of gestures at the phone.
Yeah.
I suppose I've been busy with college too, so.
It's been very eventful on our side of things.
She just takes an idle drag. Yeah. Well, Jenny said one of you will come, and that's more than anything.
Well, here, you have everything you need. Money for school.
No, not really. I've been coasting by in a grant, and there's no one to, running out of rent money, and well, you got to study, and I have a roommate here, but she's as hopeless as I am.
I assume you have, proper bank account and all for all that, right?
Not. Jenny helped set it up.
All right. Can you readily get to the bank? Would it be easier for me to wire something in?
Just wire it. They said it's not supposed to be complicated.
I got you. Make sure it's handled as soon as I walk out of here.
Nod. She said that it was okay. That kind of ruffles the back of her head. I wouldn't have to come on to. Was it Sept?
Ah, you're fine here.
Nods.
At the risk of asking a question that we'll both dread the answer to, how much is your schooling to take you to get through the lot?
She kind of gestures. I can give you some dough.
Hmm?
Money wise, I can just send you the bill when it comes. Like you just have to pay by the semester type deal.
If it's easier to have it just wired straight out of your account. You know what? Do you have a checkbook or something? She just needs
Yeah.
the routing and account number, so.
She'll walk over to one of the drawers. And she looks over her shoulder. She changes the drawer and pulls up another one.
Yeah,
Lifts up the
Charlotte
thing and takes it out.
glances briefly, but if she pauses to look back, Charlotte will, man, look at this coffee right now, and just let her do her thing.
Yeah, she takes every precaution and then sets the checkbook very softly down.
Yeah. Charlotte pulls up an app for her bank account, starts keying in numbers, and Torna, what is... I assume this is going to be a fucking tidy chunk, but you know what?
I mean, yeah, it's expensive. She's not like Harvard or she's local university.
No, but I do still have a resources score, so I can give away part of my nest egg. Torna, she's going to wire about half of what um,
Sure.
the truth catcher gave her. So
Yeah,
she
that'll
just
cover that will
dumped an easy 100,000 in her fucking account.
that'll cover it.
That will cover it. That will cover her rent. That will probably give her some time to find a job. Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
just no shit wires a huge chunk of money into her account. Well, and once she's done so, she'll offer, the checkbook back and just say, let me at least reassure you, you don't have to worry about rent, groceries, or school for the immediately foreseeable future.
Do
Good.
nod. Okay.
Is there anything else you need? Is anyone giving you a hard time?
No, just keep to myself mostly.
Okay, good.
Waiting for a call.
There's a bit of a nod. Jesus, she actually just kind of, yeah, she nods and goes, I'll talk to them, remind them.
Sure. She gives like I'm confused because Jenny said the first person who came here would be the one taking care of me.
Well, much I can do. I'm happy to.
Okay.
I
Well, if she kind of get she gets a bit defensive. She kind of backs off a bit because again, you get the impression Jenny told her specific things, and they're not going the way she was told. It's that type of vibe. She gets a bit boxed up.
I mean, Charlotte hasn't budged the whole time, and she's doing her best to keep a relaxed posture and whatnot. I'm sorry if it's not all going according to plan. If it makes you feel any better, I'm kind of new to the group, so I didn't exactly get a full heads up myself.
Okay.
So if it's awkward or not going according to plan, it's admittedly my fault for not having, well, the whole heads up. And I'm sorry. I'm sure this is kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Do you know about it?
I know some things and I don't know others. I'm still picking up all the history, but I've been on the proverbial front lines with the guys.
So you know about it then.
Quirks a glance over.
Jenny not
Which
tell you?
depends on what it is.
You can see the frustration on her face. Her hands shake as she takes a drag of the cigarette. She didn't tell you how she got me out, did she? She didn't tell you about what she found, and she didn't tell you about that.
No.
Didn't tell you about the house.
They haven't given me the details on the lot. I was new, so they decided it was none of my business at first. And when I finally was in enough that I could know, they sent me here to talk to you.
Right. Well, There was a house. That's where they all took us. Not them. Other people. They were especially interested in me and the three others. I didn't know what happened to the other three. They just kept us in separate rooms. One day, a blonde girl named Marrow turned up with my sister. I didn't. I couldn't believe it, and she couldn't either. We didn't say anything. That night, she crept by my window and brought me here.
She got you out.
Nods.
It does your heart any good. Arrow's gone.
Nods. She looked really worried.
Jenny?
Nods.
About
I heard.
Meryl?
I don't know. We before Anton arrived, I heard her when I was sitting there. I heard her crying that they were gonna know, that she didn't know what to do. She didn't tell Anton that bit. She asked me not to tell him either. She said it would put him at risk. She was happy and wanted him to be happy.
Yeah. Much I know. She's very selfless like that.
Yeah. She kind of rubs the side of her head. It's just, she said she'd be back with him and some of the others. And she said, just wait for the call. Only, I met one, Anton. Although I've noticed I think my electricity's a bit wonky lately. This place is a bit weird and I need to get on my landlord. It's very dark here all the time.
Wouldn't stress it.
Nods.
You can go ahead and have him check the electric if you want, but you should kind of glance around.
There's shadows there. I shouldn't be there.
It's just a lot darker where it should be just
Yeah.
normal shade. No. That's it's nothing. How much you said you heard about the sept? How much
Jenny explained a few things. She visited twice more, and then I haven't heard from her since. She said that would happen, but,
it's still a lot.
we grew up pretty rough and got separated. And then she found me in there.
And there'll be a moment where she kind of chews on it for a second, and it's obvious that she's kind of wrestling with it because she's trying so hard not to make her more upset. She does kind of glance over and says, can I ask you how your hand got burned?
She locks up.
You have to tell me.
Same as Jenny's did. We were very young. You met George, right?
George.
The guru, the Shadow Lord that went missing.
Oh, actually, no. I did hear.
Well, if he's still alive. Twitches.
He's not.
Good.
It's gone.
Good. Good.
Nods.
He was our dad. Except, well, Jenny found out. He took Jenny and Mom took me. But he didn't leave without his gestures her hand, and whoo. Same as Jenny's.
Yeah. The winds.
So we'd always know which one was which. Her left, my right.
It's a fucked up thing to do to a kid.
We weren't kids, we were about 15, 16. We weren't kids since we were 10.
Hmm. That grimace, though.
He never did any of that shit. It was just rough. Lived rough.
Well, in so much as I have saying it, you won't be living rough anymore.
Jenny said she had someone taking care of it.
I can assure you that I don't know how much you know and understand, but we're very safe here.
I know enough that we never made our dad angry. Jenny explained why. Because he turns into one of you.
Yeah.
Jenny explained a few things. I don't know everything. I just know there's more than you.
Well, I can assure you this much. There's more to it than just, the movie magic, big snarly nonsense. Right? Take comfort in the fact that it's shadowy in the corners. She kind of gestures over to wherever the most prominent example is. It means it's safe here.
Okay.
It means someone's protecting you.
Okay. Jenny said the first one here was going to be you. The one that's protecting me.
Oh, don't worry, I will be making my own marks. She's kind of glancing around, admittedly. But
I have a roommate here. She's not,
yeah, I wouldn't leave anything blatant. I wouldn't do anything blatant.
Yeah, she just works in Wendy's.
No. Oh, Torna. Poor girl works at Wendy's. God damn it.
Takes a drag, like a nervous drag of her cigarette. The hand is shaking.
Huh? Why don't you tell me anything that you are. She kind of gestures to the hand. Anything that has you worried? Anything that you're concerned about? I will make
Will I
sure.
ever see Jenny again?
Oh, Torna, I gotta roll to see how well she can fucking keep her fucking face straight.
Do it, Katie.
I
What's your
have
diff?
to.
What's your diff? I imagine that diff's gonna be high.
Oh. God damn it. I mean, I was just gonna manip sub it, but if you want a willpower roll,
Give me a willpower roll because
that's tragic because my willpower is currently reasonably low. Oh,
to be fair, like I think that's far more fitting of Charlotte at the
it
moment.
is. Oh god. Oh, Torna. Oh, Torna.
Oh, honey, is
She
that a
tried
bot?
so hard to keep
That's a bot,
everything
isn't it?
polite
Yeah.
and businesslike. And she asks, and I mean, it's a spear to the fucking heart. The expression finally, it just cracks. It's it's that whole thing where she kind of licks her lips and tries to, pinch them in and keep the whole thing in, and nah, her expression finally just completely breaks. It's so pained and it's so fucking sad.
The girl just says softly. Probably makes Charlotte's heartbreak even further. She didn't make it, did she?
And Charlotte, I mean, that with a botched willpower, she's not going to just recover from that. She just shakes her head lightly and, does that whole thing where you try to suck in a breath without making a bunch of noise, but it's still kind of a snuff. And she's just like, I'm sorry. No, she didn't. And I'm so sorry. And she looks over, and I mean, the voice is kind of cracked. The eyes are all watering up because this hurts.
Tyler doesn't say anything. She just takes a long drag of the cigarette. Like, I'm not gonna say that she's cold. No, it's the kind of when someone's in shock essentially because they haven't processed the news. She didn't make it. That's what she was crying about. If you look at Charlotte,
I mean, Charlotte has put a certain number of things together and is kind of, yeah, that is probably true, and it sucks and it hurts, and she nods.
yeah, that's when the tears start coming down her face. I don't know what to say.
She shakes her head a bit. I don't know what to say either, except that I'm sorry. I None of us made it there in time. Tried. We tried everything.
She was talking about her wedding.
Yeah.
She was crying when she told me. I thought I was happy at first. Why would someone cry like that over a wedding?
She was talking to you?
Before she left. Last time I saw her.
Yeah.
She'll say a date. That's a week before Jenny died.
Okay, so it's not like she was talking to her the day it happened.
Nope.
Charlotte was kind of mortified.
About a week before she died.
Um.
No, Charlotte would know Jenny made one call, and that was to Anton the day she
Mm-hmm.
died.
Came about a week after that. After that call.
Why did she cry like that?
I think. I think she knew. And she never told Anton. And Torna, just to make sure I'm not being meta as hell,
Mm-hmm.
does Charlotte know that she called Anton and told him to
Yep.
stay out?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know that for a fact. You were told that actually. Yeah, actually, I remember you were actually being told that in scene by Undergrowth.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't mixing it up. But yeah,
Yep.
she reaches up, wiping her face. I think she knew that they were coming, and even then, she called Anton the day they came, told him to stay out for the day, told him she was tired. She just wanted you to hear about the wedding, wanted him to think about it, wanted to let other people be happy.
Yeah, this girl doesn't have enough willpower in the world. She just breaks down. Like the coffee mug falls off the table. Like this poor girl just fucking collapses. Like comes apart at the seams.
And Charlotte is torn because this poor girl doesn't know her from anyone else. But there's no one else here to give her any kind of comfort. And so it's kind of tentatively that she comes over and initially will just pick up the mug just to see if there's any flailing or rejection when she gets close enough to do even that.
Nah, you can tell she doesn't even have the comprehension to even. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she will end up probably trying to at least keep her from falling off the fucking seat, the couch, carefully tuck her back up and try to give her some comfort. She's fucking dying herself, and
What
honestly,
rips Charlotte's heart out as she clings to you.
oh, she does. She doesn't botch again, but yeah, she is crying. And yeah, when she clings to her, she just pulls her in and wraps her up in her arms, and it's both just pained clinging, but it's also some amount of protective gesture to it. She really does wrap around her. And I mean, over and over, it's just, I'm so sorry. I'm so
She
sorry.
eventually, yeah, she doesn't say anything. Eventually, the crying stops. She just lies. You know, it's just frozen, really.
I mean, she just keeps her held there. Doesn't give her, like, what, especially once the crying stops. She's not going to be doing anything that would prompt a reaction. She just keeps her kind of crooked in and lets her process.
Did Anton give her a funeral?
We worked together to give her as good of one as we could. They all brought pictures, played the songs she liked.
And they forgot about me.
I think they were. I don't think they forgot you. I think they were afraid that you'd get found. You're a lot safer, even if it means you're left in the dark. You're a lot safer not hearing from them.
That makes her cry again.
Yeah, she just curls her back in again.
The smiling one killer?
At this point, yeah, that's about where Charlotte even looks a little bit shocked. Did you see her?
No, the head in the house.
She came. Um, Marrow came.
Wipes. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez, she comes apart again, Katie. Yeah, I'm gonna say with willpower, like she has willpower for. I'll roll because this is gonna be really bad.
Oh
She
God!
barely clings on, but she says the line without breaking apart. So Jenny got herself killed saving me. And I mean, it's not like she's steel. No. After she says that line, the water just starts spilling out of her eyes.
She saved more than you. She saved you. She saved Anton. She saved the more people that they haven't told me about yet. I'm sure of it. It's what she wanted to do. Save people. Get them out. I know she'd be so happy knowing that you're still out and safe.
We're never out.
Son,
We're never out, are we?
I'd be.
Would you be?
The eyes are still like just fucking glistening and she wipes her cheeks and I mean it's kind of a smile as she shakes her head. No, I can't. I can't ever be.
That's a nice dream then. She takes a drag of relights the cigarette.
Is
I'm not leaving till they're all dead.
okay. Well, it's I can imagine it's kind of top of my priorities at the moment.
Not. You're the one that's meant to be protecting me, so whatever you need me to do. Wipe some of her red eyes.
I need you to go to school so that when they're all gone, you can be out. Get a good fucking job. Just live.
She nods slowly.
She did all that to keep you safe. What kind of friend would I be? If I put you right back in.
Like I said, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it.
Just nods acceptance of it because there's, let's face it, they're both feeling all kinds of extreme ways and there's no convincing her. Not in this moment. Yeah. Gotcha.
Even if it's just finding out some things.
Even if it's just what? Sorry?
Finding out some things. I can She points at her laptop. She points at her books.
And you must know something I don't, because
I work in law.
yeah. Well, strangely enough, that actually maybe just the thing.
Like I said, you don't have to put me on the front line.
That won't.
Nod. Just she can't even barely speak. She's like, so much tears are coming down her face.
Yeah, Charlotte is still just kind of cradling her. She does periodically glance over to the shadows because, I mean, she knows. That's probably growth.
They're all gone. As if someone was watching the whole time, waiting for someone to arrive.
Oh boy. Yeah. She, you know what? Oh, my nose, this is such dog shit. It's a point higher than usual. That's good. Then yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, it's just cradling her and reassuring her that she will take care of her. She will keep an eye on her.
And eventually she'll calm down and she'll just tell you she just wants to be on her own for a while. Like, understandably.
Yeah. She will make sure she has her number to her actual phone, not one of the burners. Gives her a number. And just before she goes is very she like takes a minute to steel herself so she can be very sincere in saying, if you need anything, if someone gives you shit, if someone's following you, if anything happens, you call me.
Nods. Guess, do you coming to see me, or are we just going to permanently have a phone relationship?
I can still visit. You want me to? Just
Jenny said you all do.
Hmm?
That's what Jenny said you all do.
I will. Swing in every couple days. I'll let you know if there's any reason I can't.
Nods. I'll you're just gonna have to deal with my cooking. She'll nod awkwardly.
That is absolutely fine.
Or I get free Wendy's off Gwen. Wendy's off Gwen. She works there after all. I'm on a student budget after all. She kind of rubs the back of her head.
Whew. Yeah. Well, if you want to learn to cook, got the fun seat right at least. I'm joking.
If I call you and I've burned the apartment down, don't be mad at me.
I will be very impressed, especially if it was trying to boil water. Get you another apartment.
Okay. I gotta. I don't want to be rude. It's just
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go. She
nods.
hurriedly, picks herself up and finally heads for the door.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, once she's gotten out and had the walk to the elevator and down the elevator and to her car to kind of clean herself up and get her shit straight again, it's just sitting there like, well,
When you come out the elevator, madam,
Oh,
leaning up against one of the doors, like the door out, essentially.
yeah. There's just that look like I see how it is. No, she goes ahead and, hops out the elevator, goes to walk out, pauses. Found a way for me to pay you
Follows you
back.
to your car, gets in.
Oh,
Follows you. Yeah, gets in.
she's not gonna tell him no?
So, there's your tale. Like I said, Ginny's a good girl.
Yeah, she was.
Hmm. Anton doesn't know. After all, Ginny didn't call him first. She called me. I said I was Anton, so she wouldn't get confused.
Doesn't know about her at all.
No. He's not ready. Well, he wasn't ready at the time. I don't know about now. Would you tell him at the time? Look over his shoulder?
She's just shaking her head. I mean, before he even turns far enough to see, she's just already shaking her head.
Well, consider it. I'll leave that job to you when you tell him. That's my trade-off. You tell him. I think he deserves to know. Don't worry, he won't take her off you.
I
You've
would
claimed her.
if he did.
He won't. He's already got another one to take care of. And she looks too much like Jenny, doesn't she?
There's that little defeated nod because, yeah, she does. And it's probably what finally forced her to crack.
So, Pat, he doesn't say it sarcastically or with any meanness or nastiness. It's a very matter of fact. Squeezes her shoulder. That's my secret and gift. And my price. You tell him. You keep her safe. Don't. And the thing we did to David will be far worse to you.
Oh, she'll be safe.
No one's ever really safe, Charlotte.
Be as safe as I can make her.
Nods. Make sure the tail is nice. Steps out of the car.
Just
I know
that.
Anton. I know Anton will be listening. He's starting to walk. He walks down one of the alleyways.
Ooh. Oh, God. Well, yep. There's just that sigh, and she just kind of leans forward for a minute. He heads off, and she just sticks her forehead on the steering wheel and takes a minute. And yeah, guess with that we'll pull off.
Joining it there.
Yeah, I think so.